My name is Brandon and welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you like what you see in here, you're more than welcome to hit the subscribe button so you stay notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, let's get straight on with today's video. Hey everyone and welcome back to Is That More Brandon. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a review for the 37th episode of Love Island. So here we go. At the beginning of the episode, Shaq and Tanya had a quick chat. And Shaq said that no girl has ever done that for him before in terms of her little speech that she kind of did in front of everybody. And he said that he's always been in love with her and she will always have him and he will always have her. And Tanya said that she's sorry that it took someone to come into Casa Amor for her to know that she was obviously still in love with him. Martin had a quick chat with Maxwell and Olivia, and Martin basically said that he knew that this was going to happen, and he just said that he felt like causing some drama. Obviously Olivia stayed quiet, and Maxwell said, and you should, and I'll be backing you the whole way. And then obviously Martin and Tanya had a quick chat, and he just said, I don't have a problem with you, in terms of Shaq, but obviously he wanted to have a quick chat with Tanya, and Martin said to her that she never told him that she was a liar, and that she was trying to bend her way around the situation. Tanya asked Martin if that's what he wanted to get off his chest, and obviously I think that's when he kind of just left the conversation, and she said to him, one thing you're not going to do is call me a liar just because you're bitter. I'm sorry what happened, I went with my gut. Tanya and Shaq obviously had a quick chat, and she said to him that she did bring Martin back, and she also wanted to continue getting to know Shaq at the same time. And Shaq basically said he had to hide his pride, his emotions, and at that point I think he said he was basically done with her. With Martin and Shaq, again Martin said he hasn't got any problems with Shaq, but he felt like he was being lied to, and obviously it was a bit insincere. And Tanya said that she felt like he had brought out a different side to Tanya, as opposed to what she said about Shaq. And Shaq said that everything that Martin was saying about how he was feeling is valid, but obviously that's for the three of them to try and work out. And Claudia actually went on to say that it's neither of their fault, and she feels bad for the both of them in terms of both Martin and Shaq. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's neither of the guys' fault, she just isn't sure where she's standing. And then obviously Casey, Tom and Sammy had a quick chat, and Casey basically just said he felt like Martin was being dragged into their relationship. Sammy said that Tanya spent about 3 days not talking to Shaq, so she was actually getting to know Martin a little bit more. And Martin said that he just wanted to make sure that there was nothing negative that was being said about him. Tanya said that both her and Shaq were going to go to the day beds, and it wouldn't have been a normal night without a little bit of drama. Shaq and Tanya had a quick chat, and he basically said that it feels good to finally be sharing a bed with her again. She said that it felt perfect. He said it was his favourite night ever, and that she makes him really happy. Will explained it as having a movie within a movie, with Tom saying that it was his kind of movie. And Will basically said that everything seems to be going back to normal. Jessie said that being away from Will for about 1 week has made her feel so much closer together with him. And Maxwell said that things with Olivia are good, but it's still early days and he's not completely closed off. Olivia saying that she's had a lot of downs in here, but it doesn't give her any doubts that she may have now finally found something. Tom had a quick chat with Casey, Martin and Maxwell, saying that obviously he wasn't a fan of Tanya's speech. Olivia said to Tanya that as a friend she should reach out to Martin and apologise, because obviously now he's on his own. And this is when Tanya actually pulled Martin for a chat and said she wanted to apologise for the kiss and how she dealt with the whole situation. And then Martin went on to say, yeah, but then you called me bitter, with Tanya saying, yeah, but that was in the moment. Obviously it's not that I just don't mean it, it's just in the moment that's the thing that came out. And then Casey and Tom also had a quick chat, and Casey said that he's enjoying how things are going with Claudia, but obviously the comment about the recoupling, Claudia might have said at that point that it was potentially over, and he said that if someone was to walk in that was Claudia's type, he would go and tell her to explore, not to just kind of settle with him, but to go and find out if there is something more with that someone else. Again, Claudia and Casey had a quick chat, and Casey basically said that the more time he spends with her, the more he is closing himself off. And she said that she doesn't see her head turning for anyone else, and that he's a different type of guy that she would usually have gone for before. We saw Jessie putting her foot in Will's mouth, asking if they would work on the outside, with Jessie replying, well, it depends on you. And he basically said that he is ready for a relationship, with Jessie saying that she has already put her heart on the line, but it has already been thrown back in her face. There was another challenge for the Islanders, so this was a challenge called Knowing Me, Knowing You. Tanya obviously said to Shaq that he would be the question master, because obviously he was the only one not in a couple. Obviously Maxwell and Olivia were starting to get to know each other, with Maxwell saying his birthday is April the 16th, he's an Aries, obviously the day after mine. Claudia said her favourite sex position was the cowgirl, and Jessie said that she had been with 20 guys, obviously now 21. Martin doesn't like liars, and Tanya basically said, you pointed that out, quite clearly. So I think this is when they're all sitting in their little couples kind of telling each other different things. So it was a bit awkward for Martin and Tanya because they've obviously had their little situation. And then some of the questions that came up, obviously announced by Shaq. The first question was, what is the middle name of your partner? So Casey said none, and Claudia doesn't have any. With Lana saying it's all going downhill from here. I think the next question was, what is your partner's turn on or something? And Maxwell said, we haven't got there yet, but neck kisses. And Will said outside fun for Jessie. Then they had to decide who they thought was the least genuine. So Kai obviously chose Olivia, with Olivia saying it's not like he's not said that before. Sanam also said Olivia. Martin and Tanya both went for Kai, and Casey, Claudia and Tom went for Martin, with Martin saying it doesn't make any sense to me why people are voting for me. And then, yeah, obviously this was now for the girls to guess what their partners would put. Favourite sex position for Casey, Claudia said doggy. Sammy basically said that there was no speed bumping in the villa. They didn't need to like test their relationships or anything. And then obviously for Martin and Tanya, she said that she forgot, and Martin said that he told her earlier about what his favourite position was. The girls had to vote for which couple was the least compatible as to what the guys would say. So Casey put Will and Jessie, Kai said Ron and Lana, Tom said Claudia and Casey, Ron said Sammy and Tom, and Martin said Will and Jessie. With Jessie saying, have the Casa Amor boys seen something that shows that they're not suited? So I think here all the girls voted for Will and Jessie as the strongest, but all the guys, some of them had started voting for Will and Jessie as the weakest, such as Casey and Martin. So the next one was who's the most untrustworthy. So Sanam thought Kai would say Olivia, and he actually said Claudia, because obviously he knows her the least. Tom also put Martin. Ron and Lana also put Martin. With Ron saying that I do love you to bits, but obviously I just don't know you. And Martin was like, well, how can you love me but vote me as the person you trust the least? And the final question was, if the boy was to couple up with someone who they're currently in a couple with, who would it be? Claudia said that Casey would recouple with Sammy. He actually said Lana, isn't it obvious? With Claudia saying that she'd never heard that before. Olivia said Shaq. Sammy said that Tom would recouple with Claudia, obviously the Northerners. And Jessie said that Will would likely have recoupled up with Layla, saying that it doesn't need explaining. So I think everyone found that one quite funny, because obviously she was one of the Casa Amor girls. The winners of the challenge were Tom and Sammy, and Shaq said that the boys needed to step their game up, with Sammy saying that me and Tom know each other really, really well. Claudia asked why Casey would have chosen Lana. Claudia said that if Casey would have gone for Lana, she would have actually had no chance in there because there's no other guys that she's kind of wanting to get to know. And Jessie said maybe the boys don't have Will's back as much as they did before, because obviously they voted them as the least compatible couple. Martin said that obviously Shaq is the boys' mate, but he's not sure he's done anything wrong, so he's unsure why they've all gone like to vote him as the least trustworthy. And Tom said that he's not on good terms or he's not on bad terms with anyone, and Shaq did a cheers to all the beautiful people that were in the villa. Tom and Sammy had a quick chat, Max and Olivia had a quick chat, and the four of them actually did a cheers to the winners. Sammy said that nobody thought that they were going to win, they were the underdogs, and Tom said that Kai had been saying similar things to Olivia, that now he's set on Sanam, and Olivia said that Kai has changed since he's come back from Casa Amor with her, and Maxwell said that if the intentions are good, then the amount of time doesn't usually matter. Tom said that there's nothing between Casey and Lana, but he does really, really like Claudia, and Olivia said that Will has a long way to go. So I think they're all kind of just speaking about each other's relationships and friendships here, just to see who's strong, who's not. Will said to Jessie that everyone thought they were the most compatible couple, with Jessie saying that the boys didn't, the girls did. And Jessie said that she felt like the boys are not supporting them as much. Will said that they're not going to grow as a couple if she keeps having these feelings, these negative feelings. And she said that she obviously needs to move forward together with him. They are a team, but she's obviously now having these doubts just from some of these silly challenges. Tom, Maxwell, Martin and Casey had a quick chat as well. And Casey said that he put Sammy just purely because she's lovely, but he wouldn't want to get to know Sammy like that. And Claudia said it was a little bit out of order for obviously Casey to put Lana's name. And Sammy said that she needed to speak to him and back herself up, with Lana saying that her and Casey just have a friendship, and that's literally how she sees him. And Claudia said that would he have tried to fit himself within that gap if he thought he had half a chance with Lana. And then Olivia said that Casey probably still does have underlying feelings, with Claudia saying that she's never approached that situation or that subject. She felt like she was just a convenience because he couldn't get Lana, he just went for Claudia instead. So yeah, that was the end of Tuesday's episode, and we found out that Wednesday's episode was actually going to be movie night. So I think as of now, we are starting to see some of the stronger couples becoming stronger. I wouldn't say weaker couples, because we haven't got any weak couples. I would say you know which two people are going to be together. I think at the moment the only person we don't know is Martin, because he, Tanya and Shaq are in this weird little triangle, but everyone else seems to be coupled off or paired off or friendshipped off or whatever. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this episode. If you did enjoy, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And until my next review, thank you for watching and goodbye.